Council, and they're going to be reading. We put all the signs up yesterday, and why are you bringing the books? Can you tell Dr. Weed why you're bringing your books with you?
Just in case someone put it down.
Just in case one of the signs is missing, but they appear, what I see, they appear to be all up. You haven't met Stephanie Kennedy yet?
Hi.
Hi.
Stephanie helped to organize this, a great deal to organize this at the school, and she's telling me that there are already parents that went around with their kids yesterday, even before we've done this officially, which is great. They're announcing it in the, you said at the cafeteria time, lunchtime, and you're also sending home flyers so that
We've done all of that already. We did all that yesterday, and I think some of the kids went home and told their parents about it, and that's why they decided to, venture out yesterday, even though it was chilly.
Great. We were hoping over the Thanksgiving break where families are together that you had a question or comment?
Oh, no, I was just reading.
Oh, okay.
My mom.
Okay.
You told your mom?
Hi, I'm Allie Noble, and I'm class representative for Mr. Cochran's class.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Casey Aguiar, and I am the treasurer of our school from Mrs. Wright's class.
Hi, my name is Owen Doer, and I am the co-president of the Viveiros School.
Hi, I'm Chelsea Rogers, and I am the co-president. Hi, I'm Michaela Cadero, and I'm the secretary of the school. Hi, I'm Nicholas Chabal, and I'm the vice president of the school.
Thank you very much.
Got it all figured out.
They made the plan. We're just
We're ready to go with whatever you got.
Okay, so wait for Miss Donnelly to tell you what to do. Everyone's bundled. If you get chilly, put your hood on.
Yep.
Or put your hands in your pocket if you Get right over here and let the little kids get right in there, okay? Let's move off a little bit over to the side. So where you can hear, okay?
Marianne knew this day would come. Now that it was here, she didn't know if she would laugh or cry. I won't know anyone, she said again. Most people don't know anyone at a new school, said Mom. I won't understand what they say, Marianne said. I think this is for walking.
You can go right over that way. There's plenty of room. And put yourself where you can really hear.
Here is so different, and said Marianne. Only on the outside, said Mama. Inside people are the same. I am a little afraid, said Marianne, but not enough to cry.
She's scared. Good thinking.
Marianne felt hot and frozen at the same time. She did not understand when the tall teacher said, "We are delighted to have you, Marianne. May we call you Mary?" But she understood when he bent down and shook her hand.
She did not understand when he said, "This is our new teammate, Mary," or when the children said, "Good morning, Mary," but when she understood when he led her to her own desk and when some of the children smiled and others waved.
Ooh, she's got a big problem, boys and girls. Let's wait a minute. She has a big problem. What's Mari's big problem? What's her big problem, hon?
She doesn't understand what the teacher says.
It's very hard for her. That must be very, very hard for a child not to understand what the teacher says or what her friends are saying to her. Good thinking.
Mosquito.
Hi, kids. How you doing?
Blocks into towers. Others lumped clay into shapes or threaded pasta. Miss Peachy, Mari heard. Miss Peachy, Miss Peachy, she heard again and again. Each time the teacher answered, and Mari understood. This was his name. Is an artist, said Rachel. High marks for observations, said Mrs. Peachy.
Boys and girls, if the author said that Mari's beginning to understand, how do we know that Mari's beginning to understand? What is she doing that proves to us she's understanding what Miss Peachy's saying? What do you think, honey?
She's listening.
How do we know she understands them? What did the author tell us? Can you reread the page, Chelsea?
Mississippi swept through swept the air with his arm, and again Mari understood. She went straight to an easel and began to paint. "Mari's an artist," said Rachel. "High marks for observation," said Mrs. Peachy.
So Mari's in the room, and the teacher goes like this. And then what did Mari do? What did Mari do when her teacher went like this? That showed she knew what he meant when he went like this. What did she do, hon?
She understood what he was saying,
How do we know she understood?
because he put his hand out.
And how did she respond to that?
And she
What did she do when he put his hand out?
went to the paint chart
Excellent job.
as he was pointing there.
Because
Very
he
good.
pointed. Some things that we say can be said without words, girls and boys.
Today I draw another picture, Mary told Mama. It's my story about us. I am drawing what I can't talk.
Girls and boys, aren't the fifth graders wonderful readers?
One day, Mr. Petrie clipped a heap of paintings to the wall. "The time has come for patience to be rewarded," he said. "Ready, Mary?" "Ready," said Mary. She told her story in her new words, page by painted page, as she would read a book.
Very nice.
What a beautiful book.
We want more. I have a strong suspicion that we have here a class of writers, each with a story to tell. "I have one," said Patrick, "and we'll call our classroom Writers."
Writers
Yeah.
of law. That's awesome. That's
Oh,
like
I
Miss
love
Donnelly's
it. I'll
room.
say, I
Miss
love
Donnelly's room is
that.
filled with
Girls
writers.
and boys, it's like you guys.
Oh, sure. Oh my goodness,
That's
Mari said to her,
wonderful.
excuse me, first grade. Mari said to her mom, "You have looked and listened and learned well, Mama." So she's saying what Mr. Petrie says to her, she's saying it to her mom now. So remember, Mom didn't speak English either. So Mari's helping Mama learn English so that she can be in her community and be able to communicate with people. Let's have a seat on the stairs and talk about the story.
Does anyone here have a connection to that ending? A text-to-self connection about maybe helping someone at home learning a language or helping someone at home do some of the reading? Is that happening in any of our homes? Alexa?
I teach my brother how to read.
You do? And how old is your brother?
5.
Oh, he'll
He's
do
in this
beautifully.
school.
He's in this school in Mrs. Martinez's class. Do you ever help Mom? You do. What have you helped her with about language? Any reading or?
Help her speak English because she was born in Honduras and they only speak Spanish, but she speaks a lot of Spanish, not a lot of English.
Oh my goodness, so I'm sure she teaches you some beautiful language
I know
as well.
4 languages.
You do? Nathan?
I didn't know a language, and I had a friend that knew like a different language than me, and they taught me how to speak it.
Really? Do you remember the name of that language?
Was it Spanish?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
I
Spanish.
speak
It's a
Spanish. I know how to do
beautiful. Yep. And you want to make some other
Well, I just wanted to
connections,
talk
or-
about the changes that Mari had. In the beginning of the story, you told us that she was feeling worried and sad. How did Mari's feelings change toward the end of the story? Think about it for a second, Antoine. Did Mari still feel worried and sad at the end of the story?
Yes.
You think so? Why? What happened in the story that tells you that Mari was still worried and sad? who wants to help Antoine. Was Mari feeling worried and sad? What do you think, Joelle?
The teacher don't know the language.
The teacher didn't know the language, so that made it very hard for her. So she was worried and she was a little sad. But how about at the end, when Mari started to actually learn English? How was she feeling then? What are you thinking, hon?
She felt happy,
So she wasn't worried anymore?
and she knew all the sticks, all the letters that she thought was sticks
Yeah.
turned into letters for her.
Things were starting to make sense for her. So she wasn't feeling worried anymore because she was starting to understand what was going on around her. So guess what, guys? First of all, I think we should say a big thank you to our 5th grade.
Oh,
Let's
thank
do it.
you so
Thank you,
much.
5th grade. You did an awesome job.
And these are the school officers' children. These are the people you voted for on election day. This is very exciting.
Very exciting indeed. So guys, the cool news is that we read this story, Painted Words, but in a few weeks, we're going to change it to the next part of Mari's life, and we're going to be able to read Spoken Memories. Okay? So we're going to see how she changes from the very beginning of the time she moved to America to once she was there for a little bit. Isn't everybody dying to know?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
I
I'm
want to know
curiosity.
too. So Owen, you have a question?
What was hard for Mary in the beginning of the story?
She couldn't speak a different language. She couldn't speak English.
Very good, very good. Did everybody else know that she couldn't speak English? Give me a thumbs up if you knew she couldn't speak English.
Mrs. Kennedy, I have to mention also it's Thanksgiving season, and our boys and girls have been learning about the Pilgrims and the first Thanksgiving. And I can feel a real connection between what Mari is going through, new to America for a better life, and what the Pilgrims went through in their own way in order to have a better life in America. Did anyone happen to think about that? Because this is such a special place. A couple of people made that connection. I'm very proud of you.
I bet when you're talking about that in class today, you're going to think about Mari and the challenges that she had. Okay, thank you very much for being our first Story Walk participants.
Thank you for inviting us. What do you say, girls and boys?
Thank you.